Looking around the world, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry spent nearly 5 hours with Iran's foreign minister in Lausanne, Switzerland today, working to hash out a nuclear deal. Today, the Iranian delegation did bring up a letter from 47 Republican senators sent to Iran earlier last week, warning any agreement could expire when President Obama leaves office unless Congress approves it. The State Department has not said what Iran thought of the letter, but the White House has publicly condemned it. Senator Heller of Nevada was among the Republicans who signed it. Aaron Breen joins us now from the newsroom tonight with more on that part of the story and how Nevada's politicians and legal minds view it. Aaron?
Well, Wendy, it comes down to this. Are lawmakers undermining the president in his push to make that deal with Iran? And can Congress actually work that way on its own? Of course, our own lawmakers have different views on that, so we took it to a legal mind instead. Lee Ratiner spent his entire career in Washington, D.C., writing international treaties. He lives in Reno now and says that the open letter that senators sent to Iran last week was a bad move.
I think that this is the most disastrous thing I have ever seen Congress do in my 40 years of practice in international law in Washington, D.C.
Senator Dean Heller was one of the 47 Republican senators who signed that open letter directly to Iran, warning that any deal made may not last past President Obama's term in office. Heller has defended his actions, saying that Republicans were backed into a corner by President Obama's refusal to bring a nuclear deal with Iran to a vote of the Senate. Ratiner says it was completely out of line.
If anybody had done any legal research at all, if any international lawyer, if the Department of State's legal advisor had been consulted, they would have said, you can't write that letter. Don't you dare.
He also says that legally, if a deal is struck, it could be challenged here, but would remain intact internationally.
If we go ahead and finish this treaty, which is all President Obama's asking to do, and the Senate doesn't like it, the Senate could take a vote saying, we repudiate what President Obama did. That doesn't mean it's not binding on us under international law.
And today, Ratiner began writing to Senator Heller to explain his biggest concern.
If this agreement with the Iranians and the other, Russia, China, and so forth, if it goes down because of this screw-up, the next step to stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons is going to be war.
Now, I do want to point out that I did contact Senator Dean Heller's office a number of times today and asked for an interview and for a statement, for a letter anyway, and the situation, to tell me about the letter and the situation in the Senate. They sent me a link to an article which was written by a Las Vegas newspaper, but no direct quotes from the senator. We also reached out to Senator Harry Reid's office for a reaction. We didn't get a response from them either, but we will keep trying. Covering the story, Aaron Breen, Channel 2 News.